Friends, Dr. Murphy here with Universal Book Club. I like to illustrate how God speaks through all authors, even of these wonderful essays we'll go over now. Okay, so let's start here with New York Times Magazine. How a college volleyball player wound up at the heart of the war over trans athletes in women's sports. I'll get back to that. World apart, Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump's relationship announcement wasn't quite as baffling as some people thought. Golf's hospitality ecosystem is, at its most rarefied level, exclusive in a highly specific way. Yep. Nate Bargatze doesn't mind if you think he's an idiot. He says, mainstream is not easy to attain. That's why there's not 40 Adam Sandlers. Words of wisdom from that great comic. Can we ask a disabled woman to leave our pickleball group? Encouraging people with disabilities to participate as widely as possible in social life should be one of the goals of a decent society. Yeah, I think God, through the authors of the Old and New Testaments, was encouraging us to accept all people who might feel like black sheep, outcasts, whatever, right? Cheesy rom-com gestures. Those Hail Mary moments in rom-coms remind us that maudlin embarrassments are often what bring a couple together in the first place. That's true. China's rise to economic dominance was never inevitable, but Trump's heedless trade war might now have made it just that. Wow. Good eggs, those humble staples turned modern luxuries, shine in Chan Wan's mushi, a Japanese half custard, half flan. It doesn't take much to treat an ordinary ingredient with reverence. Again, spiritual dimensions to writing about mundane things like ingredients in food. Pretty crazy, huh? Here we are back to how a college volleyball player wound up in the middle of this culture war. But we're going to see that people disagree with each other. That's part of our human nature. There's a certain point where it's like, okay, the one person in this scenario that's causing all this should be removed, and we can play the game. But then she notes the author, the vast body of evidence suggests that men outperform women, but trans women aren't men. And so the question isn't, do men outperform women? The question is, as a population group, do trans women outperform cis women? And if so, by how much? When a group of young men tried to kidnap a Connecticut couple, the authorities were baffled, but soon the trail led to a global network of cyber criminals. Well, there were plenty of criminals in the ancient stories and in the Old and New Testaments, but yeah, we have new technologies today. Anyway, yeah, this is God working through these authors, retelling age-old stories.